The mix revision process can be a difficult thing for new and seasoned mixing engineers to navigate. So today, let's talk about nailing mix revisions. My name's Jacob, and I've been running a commercial recording studio for 5 years here in Virginia, and I've been in and around the recording studio environment for 12 years. One of the most important things you can do when starting your mix revisions is to take that mix file and save it as revision 1. This is going to provide you with a clear snapshot throughout the entire revision process, so you can see how the mix started, how it was on revision 1, how it was on revision 2. Having all of that information there is going to save your life if the artist wants to reference back to a previous revision. And 10 years down the line, if you look back at this folder for a mix you did, you can clearly see the mix, revision 1, revision 2, revision 3. You don't want to look back at old sessions and have them not labeled clearly. When starting a mix, you also want to have clear boundaries on what is mixing and what isn't mixing to you and your personal workflow. So for me, here at our studio, I like to have the artist approve a production update. And what that is when we record the song, we'll get the drums down, we'll get the guitars down, vocals down. Okay, now we have the full song. Is the artist happy with the song? And I let them know up front, this isn't a mix. I tell them, this is a production update. I want to make sure that we're happy with the takes, with the comps, with the tuning, with the editing. That way, when we go into the mixing stage, we know we're 100% happy with the song. It's really common for inexperienced mixing engineers to start mixing a song and then maybe the artist wants to swap out a take, recomp the vocals, or if you work with virtual instruments, you may want to swap out a kick drum or a snare. In that last example, if you swap out a kick drum or a snare, more than likely it's going to have a completely different fundamental frequency. So now your mix revision process has become essentially remixing an entire song. And that just makes it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. And so I think it's really, really important to separate the arrangement process from the mixing process. And I don't think it's necessary to do it the exact way I do it. I think you should identify that line for yourself based on the type of music you work on and the type of artists you work with. With this next tip, you'll notice I'm actually working backwards through the recording process. So you can identify how every stage of making a song, of recording a song, affects something later down the line. And so I want to focus on how recording can actually affect your mix revision process. I want to get the sounds we want going into the computer. When we do that, the artist can clearly hear the song come together in real time. And when they can clearly hear the song come together in real time, they can be happy with every decision they make throughout the recording process, and their performance is going to be based on the sounds that they're hearing. And again, if you're having that intentionality with the sounds that you're hearing going in, the whole record is just going to come together a lot better. And for new mixing engineers, for new audio engineers, you may not have all the tools or resources available to you to get the sounds as finished as you can going into the computer, but get it as finished as you can with the equipment that you do have today, and it's going to pay off down the line. And so through this video, I hope you're able to see the domino effect of each process when you're recording, and how having intentional recordings going into the computer, having a production approval, differentiating what is mixing versus production, and staying organized in your mix revision process is going to make it a lot less stressful. And the last thing that's going to make the mix revision process a lot more enjoyable is to stay humble and remember that the recording studio world is a service industry. When you deliver the final mix to the client, send them the best mix possible that you can. And every revision that comes after that, it's not about you, it's not about me, it's about the musician that's next to you that trusted you and your insight across the record. As you get further along in your mixing career and your recording career, you will find the ability to tell an artist like, oh, maybe this mix revision isn't in line with the original project goals. When you build enough trust in your music community, you'll know when it's appropriate to say that and when it's not. But I always recommend erring on the side of staying humble and doing what the artist wants, because at the end of the day, it's not about you or I, it's about the musician and the art that they want to put out into the world.